Hey, what is up guys, and welcome to another Honkai Star Rail video. Alright, it's time for another Memory of Chaos video, and I finally managed to build up my Firefly team up to a certain degree, and it actually performed exceptionally well, as you will see later on in the gameplay footage. Anyways, for the two teams I used in this season of Memory of Chaos, the first one would obviously be my Firefly team, featuring Firefly herself, the Harmony or Imaginary Trailblazer, Roan Mei, and Gallagher. For the second half, I used my traditional Acheron team featuring Acheron herself, Pela as my debuffer and Nihility character, Sparkle, and Gepard as the sustain. And personally, I think I had a pretty clean run overall on both halves of this season of Memory of Chaos, so I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay as usual. Alright, so for the first half, we start off with Roan Mei's technique, Harmony Trailblazer's technique, and we initiate the fight with Firefly's awesome technique. Really love the animation. Alright, here Roan Mei advances forward first and uses her ultimate after the basic attack. And then Firefly is going to hit that mob there. We're going to save the ultimate because we want to have as much break effect as possible along with the super break from the Harmony Trailblazer. So we're going to use the Harmony Trailblazer's ultimate, and now we will use Firefly's ultimate to advance forward. We're going to weakness break this mob here into a reset to another skill. That is almost 500k damage on one instance from break damage. Quite insane. 300k. Both mobs are almost dead. They should die here very shortly. Gallagher is just going to auto. We're going to save the ultimate for the next wave. Since we have enough skill points, we use the skill on Trailblazer. Here we immediately pop Gallagher's ultimate. This will also advance forward him. Click one of the side mobs because I want to save the weakness break for Firefly. See, that did 500k almost, and then another 200k. 600k, oh my god, if you add up all those numbers together, that is well over 1,000,000 damage, which is insane. For some reason, I don't know if that's affected by effect resist. What do you call it? My Gallagher has like an insane amount of effect resist along with his Eidolon 1, but he's still got CC there for some reason, which is kind of annoying. Any other character that gets CC'd, even Firefly, is fine because Gallagher can just cleanse it off of him. But if Gallagher gets CC'd, well, he's just not going to do anything this round. Doesn't really matter though, because he breaks out of it here. And here, we're going to pick this target here, the weakness break. We're going to save one target, of course, for Firefly to be able to weakness break. That way she'll get a reset and be able to do the most amount of damage. We're going to skill with Harmony MC again. Go skill to reset. I popped the ult late there, but it doesn't really matter because the ult's already active. And another one, and that's the first half. This is the first time zero cycling it. Second half, Gepard's skill, or not skill, technique. Sparkle technique. And then we initiate the fight with Pela's technique. Yeah, that is actually the very first time I've ever zero cycled at least one half of the Memory of Chaos, and that's with me not really even trying to zero cycle it. Because normally when you zero cycle or do a zero cycle for MOC, you try to deal as much damage as possible without bringing a sustain. And we had Gallagher there as a sustain, which is insane because Gallagher himself, if you didn't notice, he did quite a bit of damage just from like his ultimate and normal breaks. They were doing like close to 100k from like his ultimate. So pretty insane 4-star character. Absolutely insane for anyone who has him. Here, it was questionable whether I should have used the freeze if you guys weren't paying attention. I probably should have just basic attack to save a skill point because I was going to get a Crimson Knot stack regardless. Or maybe not regardless, it's still up to chance whether or not I freeze the target or if Trend of the Universal Market procs its burn. But since that mob there was going to counterattack Gepard, he would have gotten pretty much the same amount of energy regeneration. And he would have gotten the Crimson Knot stack for Acheron from his Light Cone Trend of the Universal Market. So a little bit of a, I guess, minor misplay. I don't think it really made that much of a difference on the outcome of this run. And here's Acheron's ultimate, and it should kill. Yep. Alright. On to Argenti. Here we're gonna push up Acheron. Here we cannot use the skill because we're out of skill points, so no freeze unfortunately. And this annoying barrier, you have to play around it, otherwise it could ruin your run here. Like here, the barrier, if I ult it with Acheron here right after Sparkle advanced her forward, then that shield would have ate up all the damage. So instead we have to skill first into the ultimate, which is a bit unfortunate, but at least it doesn't eat up the ultimate damage, which is the majority of Acheron's damage output. There's Paylo's ultimate. If I had that earlier, I probably would have popped that, because even though it mitigates the damage, the shield will not mitigate the defense down. Now we're gonna go for the phrase. Turbulence doing quite a bit of damage as well. Pop the Japard ultimate. We need that shield because Argenti does a lot of damage when he does his AoE swing. Not this one, the ultimate variant. Here I'm deciding whether to skill or basic. I ultimately go for the skill. Here we're gonna basic just for an extra skill point before we advance into the second phase. I don't use Sparkle skill because I know the ultimate without the skill damage boost or crit damage boost is more than enough to kill Argenti. But our Acheron's skill wasn't enough to kill Argenti, so we needed to pop the ult there no matter what. Now he's gonna summon the swords and shields. Sword shields, whatever you want to call them. That's the one good thing about Pela and Acheron here. So here for Pela, I use the ultimate to break the annoying damage mitigation shield. See, it also applies the defense down regardless, it just mitigates the damage. But the good thing about Acheron on this stage, even though Argenti doesn't have lightning weakness, since her ultimate ignores basically any type of weakness, it just breaks the weakness bar regardless. She's able to basically clear out all of these annoying sword and shields, unlike some other characters. Like if I were to use Lunane here, I would have to split the damage between all the shields and Argenti. See, if I use the ult here, easily clears out all the swords, and then you gain all the benefits, the damage boost, the shield barrier, the additional damage to Argenti. Yeah, those swords do a lot of damage to Argenti. Alright, pop the ultimate here, although it's not really going to matter because... Actually, it might matter because Argenti is about to take a turn here. Pop the Pela ultimate. There's the ultimate swing, but it's not enough to break through the shield. We advance forward, Acheron, and here we're going to scale into ultimate right before the cycle turn ends, finishing off the run. And there you have it. So in total, we cleared the MOC with only 27 cycles remaining. Alrighty, now let me go over my characters and their gear. Let's start off with my newly built Firefly. These are her stats. I would like a little bit more break effect, probably around 180%, and I definitely need to tune down her speed. She is going hyper speed mode right now. I believe she needs around like 154 to 155 speed with Roam May's buff, so definitely too fast right now, but we'll work on that once I grind more relics for her. Lycone is on the Fall of an Aeon. Unfortunately, I had to strip this from my Lunane. Feels bad. Traces are not fully maxed, but I did level them up, I think, to a high enough level. I will work on the other traces once the double drop rate is up for trace material. Also, you get a lot of trace material from the current event and side story for Yoon Lee, so make sure you do those. I have not finished those yet, so that's even more traces for Firefly that I do not need to farm. These are her relics. She's running the 4-piece Iron Cavalry set, and then the new 2-piece, I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce that, we'll just call it the Lantern set that gives her speed and break effect. Yeah, some of these pieces are decent, although this one had 2 bad rolls in the flat defense, so I'm probably gonna look to see if I can get a slightly better one, although this is already pretty decent. This one's pretty solid as well. Wish it had attack percent. The speed rolls are nice. Maybe it could have rolled one more time in a break effect, but like I said, these 2 pieces are solid, but it could be better, of course. Her attack piece is not that great. I mean, it has the correct main stat and it's got speed rolls, but it's missing her most important substat other than speed, which is break effect. So I'm looking forward to trying to get a better piece for this one. Her boots are basically done. It could have rolled a little bit better. Instead of defense and effect resist, it could have rolled one more into break effect or attack. But overall, the substat pool for her boots are basically perfect. These are all substats that you can use. And yeah, I don't think I can be too greedy when it comes to speed boots. So I'm probably just going to settle for this. This piece is just a bunch of speed. It's missing break effect. Like I said, that's why her break effect's not that high, because some of the pieces are just missing break effect as a sub. Her break effect rope is just done. This is perfect. Like, it's literally perfect. Take a look at the rolls. Even the one roll into flat attack is still decent. But yeah, this is like the most cracked break effect rope I think I'm ever going to be able to farm for Firefly. And it's on the right set as well, so I will definitely take it. As for Eidolon, if you guys didn't watch my Firefly summoning video, she's at Eidolon 2. Alright, next is me, the dog, in Harmony Path. These are his stats. Pretty solid overall. Maybe could have a little bit more. I mean, he can always have more break effect, because the more break effect you have, the more break effect your entire team has, so not much to be said about there. Speed is fine. I think with Ruanmei's buff, he'll hit just enough speed to hit the 161 threshold. And since my Firefly is at E2, I don't really have to worry about skill points, so he can be spamming his skill as often as possible. So getting him as fast as I can possibly get him to is actually a benefit. Lycone is Memories of the Past, so I took this out of my Ruanmei. It's more important for the Harmony Trailblazer to have more break effect. In fact, your Ruanmei technically doesn't even need to have a lot of break effect if you're running her on this specific team, because the break effect benefits the damage boost on her skill, but damage boost doesn't scale off, or doesn't scale your break damage, so it actually doesn't benefit Firefly and the Harmony Trailblazer as much as it would on a traditional DPS team. So make sure you take all the good break effect pieces off your Ruanmei if you don't have any spare ones, and put it on your Harmony Trailblazer instead. These are his traces. Could probably use more work. I think it's definitely worth the investment, especially the ultimate is the most important one. The skill and basic I'm going to probably ignore from now on. I think this is the highest. In fact, I don't even think I should have leveled the skill, because the base damage doesn't scale off break, so this could literally be level 2 and it would do almost the same amount of damage. I probably need to work on the talent a little bit more, just so we have more energy regeneration for faster ultimate cycling. And I want to completely ignore the imaginary damage nodes, because like I said, it doesn't affect any break damage. But yeah, just a little bit more investment on his traces, probably not a whole lot. These are his relics. He has a 4-piece watchmaker and a 2-piece banditry set, Talia banditry. Some people will say that the forge set is better. I'd say I like the Talia set a little bit more, just because it's more flexible. That way he can be used in more content as well as different teams, rather than just only on specifically the Firefly team. But overall, not too bad. His planar sphere, I need to change out for HP or defense percent. The only reason I'm using it right now is because it has an insane amount of speed and a little bit of break effect, but it's mostly used for the speed for sure. So he's able to hit that 150 eventually to 161 speed threshold point with Ruanmei. And then the break effect rope is absolutely insane as well. 2 rolls into speed and then rest into effect resist, which is not a bad substat for the Harmony Trailblazer. As for Eidolons, he's at Eidolon 6. You get them for free, although you will have to do a lot of grinding and Penacony, so make sure you guys get to that if you haven't done so yet. Okay, next is Ruanmei, the Queen. These are her stats. As you can see, I lowered her break effect. Not on purpose, just because I had to take out the good break effect relics and give them to the Harmony Trailblazer instead, but it's totally fine like I said before. Speed is a little bit too fast. Ideally, I would like to make the trade-off less speed, more break effect, but I don't currently have the relics to do so. As for the light cone, I gave her Bronya's light cone mostly just for the extra energy regeneration rate. Ideally, I want to give her what's that light cone? Meshing Cogs, but I don't have it built up yet. It is a 3-star light cone, so I do have it at S5. I just need to I'm waiting for the double trace event to drop so I can save a little bit of resources. It's not a priority to level up that Lycone right away, since this is a decent substitute. These are traces. Yeah, I still need to work on them. This needs to be level 10, and arguably this needs to be level 10 as well. Yeah, I'm just holding out, trying to save some resources. Relics, I have her on a 4-piece speed set, and I swapped her from a broken keel set, which is completely useless on this team, to a sprightly Von Rack. Von Rack. I can never pronounce that damn name. Von Whack set. The main reason for this is because I actually want the advance forward. The energy regeneration is nice, it's like 5%, but I want the advance forward so she's guaranteed to take the first turn. So she's able to basic, and then I'm able to get off the ultimate immediately before Firefly uses her ultimate and takes her turn. So anyways, these are her relics. Try to find as many pieces with the highest amount of break effect as possible. Yeah, this piece is not that great. This one before, it had like mixed rolls. 1 in a speed, 2 in a crit damage, break effect. Like this piece is good on Ruan Mei, but it's also decent on someone like Sparkle or Bronya if I ever want to put them on this specific 2-piece set. And then, like I said, this energy regeneration rate rope, it's basically Robin. It's for Robin, basically, but I mean, Robin's not currently being used, and I don't think I have another piece for her, like attack percent orb. So this is gonna just have to do for Ruan Mei now. Obviously, if it all rolled into break effect, that'd be great, but I don't live in that world. As for Eidolon, she's at Eidolon 0. Alright, next is another new face, Gallagher. These are his stats. Pretty insane, like I said before, for a 4-star character. Never expected him to be able to sustain, provide so much utility, and deal a fair amount of damage as a 4-star Abundance character. His Lycone has post-op conversation at S5. The energy regeneration is greatly appreciated, as well as the increased outgoing healing boost whenever he uses his ultimate. These are his traces. I might put more investment. I probably will, especially for his talent. The other ones, probably not. It only increases his damage, and I guess this one, yeah, it's mostly just damage, so it's not that big of a deal. I do need to get the break effect and effect resist, though, so that way he's dealing more damage and less likely to get CC'd. These are his relics, a 2-piece break effect set, 2-piece speed set, and a 2-piece lantern set. So a bunch of 2-piece sets. Mostly I just use these pieces. I use these pieces for his speed. I want him to be as fast as possible because he's a skill point generator, and even if you need to use a skill every once in a while, just having him to be really fast is always good. You always want your healer or shielder, your sustain basically, to be as fast as possible. So those are his relics. Eidolons, of course, he's at Eidolon 6 based on how many pulls I had to do on the Firefly banner. If he weren't at Eidolon 6, something would be definitely wrong. Okay, now on to my Acheron team, starting off with Acheron. These are her stats. Pretty much nothing has changed. If you guys have watched my previous videos, her stats are pretty much the same as any other MOC run I would have done. Lycone is her signature Lycone at S1. Trace is almost maxed out. Not the basic attack though. These are her relics. 4-piece Pioneer set. Along with a 2-piece Izumo, which I still need to work on her orb. Her link rope is fine. Her orb is kind of a rip. As for Eidolon, she's at Eidolon 2. Alright, and now on to good old Pela. It seems like every time I do MOC or most of the content, I always end up using my Pela over someone like Silverwolf. The only time I think I would use Silverwolf over Pela is actually in Apocalyptic Shadow, because that's more of like a single boss target stage, which is versus MOC nowadays. There's multiple elites that you have to deal with, so Pela ends up becoming a little bit better. Her Lycone is the Sweaty Lycone at S3. These are her traces. They're probably good enough. I'm probably not going to level this up anymore. Maybe I'll do the break effect, the effect tech hit rate, just to make it so I don't have to gear her it makes it easier to gear her, I guess. These are relics, 2-piece speed set, 2-piece HP set, no planar set, unfortunately. Yeah, nothing too spectacular about her relics. As for Eidolon, she's at Eidolon 6. Alright, on to my Sparkle. These are her stats. Lycone is Dance, Dance, Dance at Super Imposition level 4. These are traces that I do need to work on, honestly. I think, let me see. May not make that much of a difference, but having her maxed out will probably slightly increase the damage on my Acheron teams. I don't know, I'll probably still work on them. These are her relics, 4-piece speed set and 4-piece broken keel, although the broken keel is useless because I don't have her at 30% effect res. Like I said before in my previous videos, I'm struggling to have her at the correct speed, have enough crit damage, and also have enough effect resist. Not quite there yet. As for Eidolons, she's at Eidolon 0. Alright, finally we have Japard. These are his stats. He's lacking a bit of defense, mostly due to his poor relics. A lot of them are missing defense percent. And the fact that his Lycone is Trend of the Universal Market at S4. Compared to his signature Lycone, it gives definitely a lot less base defense overall. So that's where the majority of his defense is missing. But he still kept my team alive, so it's good enough, I guess. Traces may or may not improve them in the future. I can still get this defense and effect resist node. Also, maybe this effect resist node, but I feel like there might be a time or eventually sometime in the future where I end up replacing him with a limited sustain character, like another Fu Xuan, for instance, that I decide to pull. So that's why I'm holding off right now. These are his relics, 4-piece Night of Purity Palace set. Like I said, some of these pieces just don't have defense percent. They have flat defense, but no defense percent. Yeah, this one is the main stat, obviously, so that's not going to work. This piece here has no defense percent as well. And he is on a 2-piece broken keel set. A lot of his pieces just straight up don't have defense percent. I'm trying to get him to at least 134 speed, that's why. So I'm prioritizing speed substats over everything else. As for Eidolons, he's at Eidolon 1. Okay guys, well that's going to be it for this Honkai Star Rail video. If you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you guys in my next Honkai Star Rail video. Take care, and peace.
Existence as fleeting as the dawn's dew, destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed.